Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is a super exciting video and it's going to be a start of a new video series, which is going to be TBR Goal Tackle. And basically it's all about me trying to tackle some of my different kinds of reading goals. And today I'm going to be reading arcs of some of my most anticipated 2021 releases. It's super exciting, and trust me, you want to watch this video because at this point I've finished the first two books and started the third, and let's just say all these books are absolutely incredible, and I just hope you enjoy this vlog. I'm going to be reading three of the most exciting books ever, and that is Act Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert, Perfect on Paper by Sophie Gonzalez, and Lost in the Neverwoods by Aiden Thomas. Act Your Age, Eve Brown and Perfect on Paper are officially now out in the world. I'm hoping to upload this video today when they're actually coming out, but whenever you're watching this, they're out. Lost in the Neverwoods is coming out later in the month, and you should all pre-order it. There's also an absolutely wonderful pre-order campaign that includes international readers, and I entered it and I'm so fucking excited, and it's just, I love Aiden and I love the fact that he's doing this. And yes, so let's just jump straight into the vlog and I hope you enjoy. Hi everyone, so I have started the first book for this video that is probably the most exciting one, and that is Act Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert. So I didn't get the arc of this book, but in case you didn't know, Libro FM does this thing called the Advanced Listeners Copy Program, something like that. And you can basically apply if you have over 1,000 followers on any social media platform. And every single month, there's a selection of audiobooks that are like upcoming releases or new releases. And there is not only Act Your Age, Eve Brown, but also Lost in the Neverwoods by Aiden Thomas, which I'm going to be reading later in this video. I literally cannot believe I have these books. I lost my shit when I saw that. And both of these are literally such anticipated releases for me that I have pre-ordered them, and I'm gonna be reading them through audio even though I'm getting the physical book. So fucking excited. I still cannot believe it. And so I'm at 23% of this book, and basically it is about Eve Brown and Jacob, and Eve is the youngest of the Brown sisters who this series follows, and this is one of my absolute favorite romance series. Talia is my favorite romance author. We all know, if you've watched my channel, I talk about Talia probably the most out of out of all authors that I talk about. And so this is literally, if I had to pick one book that is my most anticipated release of the year, it would be this one. So it's a big deal. And so this is an adult romance. It's a rom-com, and it's about Eve Brown, who is the youngest of the Brown sisters, like I said. And she is basically like, her family is really rich. Her parents give her a lot of money, and so she's never had to worry about getting a job to, make money and everything. And so she's just kind of switched between so many different jobs, so many different courses and everything. And now their parents tell her that basically they will cut her off until she has a job, keeps a job for a year. And so she ends up running into this bed and breakfast, and they are looking for a new chef, and she knows how to cook. And so she applies for the job, and there she runs into Jacob, who runs the place. And it's definitely like enemies to lovers, especially from Jacob's perspective, because he sees her and he's like, she is so chaotic and disorganized, and like she absolutely cannot work here, like absolutely not. And I'm like, he's so frustrated that he's attracted to her, and it's just absolutely wonderful. And like, I have said it millions of times before, Talia writes the best romances, the best characters, the best chemistry between them. Like, the two of them have absolutely incredible chemistry. Like, since the first line. The first moment that they see each other, I expected nothing less. I already know this is going to be a 5-star. I already knew before the book came out. It's not a fucking question. And it's just absolutely incredible. Like, I'm having so much fun already, and it's amazing. I really like the audiobook as well, and I can't believe I'm reading this book already. Like, I am just so happy. Talia is like has like fucking superpowers or something, because this is just incredible. I'm at 63%, and all I want to say is I'm absolutely losing it. I can't handle I can't I can't handle this book. I have officially finished reading Act Your Age, Eve Brown, and oh my god, where do I even start? Like, this book was absolutely incredible. I didn't expect anything else. I already told you, right? I was like, this is gonna be a 5-star. I'm completely sure of it. And every single book by Talia just blows my mind and takes over my heart, and like it's the best fucking experience. It was just absolutely incredible and spectacular. It made me speechless. I literally like teared up at the end, and I can't believe this series is over, and I'm definitely emotional about it, but at the same time I can't fucking wait for what Talia has in store for us in the future, and I'm so fucking ready. Some things have been announced, and in case you didn't know, Talia's gonna come out, have a book that is gonna be a sapphic romance, which I feel like so many of us have been waiting for so long, and I'm so fucking excited. So just had to put that out there, but let's focus on Act Your Age, Eve Brown. I absolutely adored Eve and Jacob. Like I kind of said, I think they had the most incredible chemistry and banter from page 1, and the entire time throughout the whole book, their banter was unmatched. It was everything. The chemistry, the emotional connection, absolutely incredible. And I loved Jacob and Eve separately so much, and together they just worked so well together. And this book actually also has autistic representation within both of the main characters, and Talia is actually autistic, and I absolutely loved those parts of it, and everything that was like mentioned with that, how it was all done in the story was absolutely amazing. It was just so fucking incredible. Like, and I also loved how, especially Eve, like, she had to figure a lot of her shit out in this book. Like I told you at the beginning of the book, her parents tell her that, like, she needs to find something that she can stick to, and so throughout the whole journey, she finally kind of figures out some things about herself and what she wants, and she finds a place that feels right, and it was just so fucking amazing. I connected to the story, to the characters so fucking much, and it was absolutely breathtaking and like, oh my god. So, yeah. So I think that's all that I'm going to say about this book for now. Don't worry, you're going to hear me talk about it a million times in the future. It was just absolutely incredible, and yeah, it was a 5-star in case that was a question for anyone. And yeah, so I'm gonna shut up, go read this book, and I'm gonna move on to the next book, which I'm gonna tell you about in a little bit when I get a little bit further into it. It is time for an update. I have been reading the next book, which is Perfect on Paper by Sophie Gonzalez, and oh my gosh. I'm at 23%, and I normally like to update a little bit later when my thoughts are a little bit more put together, but this book just has had such a wonderful beginning already, and I'm so invested and in love with the story that I already have a lot of thoughts that I want to share with you. And I'm all cozy in my hoodie on my armchair, and we're gonna talk about this book. So, this is a YA contemporary romance. It's so good. The beginning already, literally, it was the kind of book where I read the first page, the first chapter, and I'm already in love with the voice, with the main character, with the vibe, which is the best feeling ever. This book is about Darcy, who is a bisexual girl, and she has this like kind of business. I hope this angle isn't too weird. I kind of need to rest my arm because I have no biceps and holding the phone is a lot. So excuse my double chin. But anyway, so Darcy has this thing that she gives advice to people at her school, and she gets a little bit of money from that. And on Goodreads, it says something like, her advice spot on, her love life way off. So she gives advice to people, and this guy, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Is it like, I think it was in the book. It's like Broem? I think Darcy gives the advice anonymously, and he basically catches her, figures out it's her, and asks her to help him get his ex back. And it's so good. So this is a male-female romance, but it's queer. Darcy is bisexual. Her sister is trans. There's this what's it called? Like a thing club, I don't know, at school that is like um a queer group thing. And it just has such wonderful casual queer representation, which I absolutely love, and we need more of it in YA contemporary, and it's just so fucking wonderful. And I was reading like Sophie's, the author's, like not review, but just she wrote this whole thing on Goodreads, and it literally like made me cry. It was just oh my gosh. So I'm gonna link that down below if you want to read that. I love male-female romances that have queer characters, but I feel like I've read mainly adult romance that has that, and there's not a lot of YA contemporary. So I'm so happy this book has that. It is so good. And just the voice, the vibe, everything about it is so fun, so quick to get into, and like I'm so fucking invested. And it's so good. It's the kind of thing where like you can see the main characters are very flawed and they're probably gonna do some dumb shit, but you love them so much, and like the chemistry is amazing. It's also kind of like enemies to lovers because Broem is super grumpy. He doesn't let people in. He like has really shitty parents, and so love and trusting people is really hard for him. And um like the vibe between them, the chemistry is everything, and I'm living for this book. Like it is so good. So I'm gonna get back to reading, and I don't know if I'll update you while I'm still reading it or when I finish it, but I can't wait to keep reading. So I'm gonna go do that. So I just finished Perfect on Paper by Sophie Gonzalez, and holy fucking shit. I Where do I even start? How do I even begin to explain how much I loved this book? It is currently midnight, and I have been reading this book for the past 3 days, and I've been really struggling with focus in the past week. I'm honestly so fucking glad that like I didn't read this book in one sitting, because it's been the greatest fucking joy to have the book to read the past few days, and I'm so happy that I could just kind of savor it and read it for a while instead of flying through it, you know? And it was just so fucking amazing, and it is like it's official. It is my new favorite YA contemporary. I tweeted something like this earlier today. I was like, I'm reading the book and I think it's gonna be a new favorite, and absolutely I but just there was something about this book that just touched me so deeply, and it just took my heart completely, and it just felt like a hug, and it was so beautiful. I literally cried like 4 times, and it wasn't just like tearing up. Like it was full on crying, and it was just so good. I was so invested in the romance. I was so invested in the main characters since the fucking beginning, and it just was such a beautiful and raw and real and fun and amazing story. It definitely got messy at some points, but in ways that completely make sense for the story. And like, you know, it teaches the main character a lot of valuable lessons. And it also had a really strong sister relationship, which I always adore. And then like a best friend relationship that was really complicated and messy, but I loved how it all came together. I'm so in love with the characters, and I absolutely need to get the copy as soon as fucking possible. I recently bought a lot of books, so I'm not sure when it's gonna be possible, but the second that I can, I'm gonna get it because I need to have this. I already want to read it again, and like, oh my god. I want to cry just from thinking about it. Like, there were so many important messages in it as well. Like, I absolutely loved the relationship advice parts of it. So it kind of shows a few of the letters and what Darcy answers, what advice she gives, and everything. I absolutely loved that aspect of it. And there were some really important conversations around bisexuality. Like, it was everything. It was absolutely everything, and you all need to read this book right now. And yeah, I feel like there's just so much more that I need to say, but my heart is like so raw from this book that I can't possibly think or express myself clearly. So I hope this was clear enough and that you all get this book and read it because it was absolutely fucking phenomenal. And I'm gonna recommend it and talk about it a million times in the future, so it's fine. Yeah, I'll have other opportunities. Also, I I was not feeling the best for a while. Something happened last week that was really exciting, and I wasn't feeling a lot of things because, you know, depression is great. So I was really sad about feeling empty pretty much, and it sucked. And this book was like, bitch, you're gonna wake up. I'm gonna make you feel so many things. And it was absolutely everything. It felt like the book that, you know, the case where you read the perfect book at the perfect time. And I can't believe how much I enjoyed this book and how much it meant to me, and like it was everything. So it's midnight and everyone's kind of gone to bed, and so I don't think I'm gonna film anymore tonight. I really want to get started on the next book, which is Lost in the Neverwoods by Aiden Thomas. I still can't fucking believe that I have this book. Like, how is this possible? So I can't fucking wait to dive into it. And one more thing I'm gonna say before I shut the fuck up. I'm actually like watching sprints that Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin is doing. And he kind of started doing these like snuggly support sprints every Monday that he's gonna like try to do every Monday. And it is so fucking wonderful and comforting and beautiful. And like, I needed this so bad. And yeah. Hi everyone, it is time for an update. I have been reading Lost in the Neverwoods by Aiden Thomas. I'm absolutely loving it. So I'm at like 60%, and this book is basically, I think, like a YA urban fantasy. I'm not entirely sure what the official genre is, but it is set in our world and there's magic in it that like normal people don't know about, but the main character, you know, like learns about it and everything. So, you know, that kind of thing. And it's a Peter Pan retelling, and it's about Wendy, and her brothers went missing in the woods 5 years ago. And then she runs into this boy, Peter, and she kind of like thought that he was just like a character who lived in her dreams and like stories, but then she learns that like he's actually real and she'd met him before, and he asks her help to help him find the missing children in the woods. And that's how it all begins. And it's just such a magical and beautiful story. And I love Aiden's writing. I am so invested in the characters, and I am not like a big fan of Peter Pan. I don't dislike it, but it was never like a story that I gravitated towards. I didn't doubt, the fact that I would absolutely love it. But I'm really enjoying it. Even like those aspects of it, I'm really, really enjoying, and I feel like it's such a beautiful and wonderful retelling. So like definitely, even if you're not a Peter Pan fan, then you still need to read this book, but like especially if you are a Peter Pan fan, then I think you're gonna absolutely love this book. So excited for the romance. Nothing really has happened completely yet, but like yes, mutual pining, completely oblivious, and just such wonderful, good, magical vibes. There was this tweet that I saw where basically there's this thing that like, like a meme or whatever that's like authors either just like totally break your heart and tear it apart and like kill you with their books, or they, are all about happy endings and everything. And Aiden tweeted something like, why not both? And that is something that I absolutely adored about Cemetery Boys. And it's definitely like the case here as well, is that like it deals with some difficult themes and like parts of it totally break your heart apart, but there's still hope and so many good, beautiful things. That is something that I am so happy about and so fucking grateful for, because I love books that are emotional, that deal with some heavier issues. If it's done well, it can just be so impactful and just really like cathartic and everything. But at the same time, reading is a coping mechanism for me, and I need it to be safe. It is a safe space for me. So to have that safety net is absolutely everything. I am so excited to dive back into the story and absorb everything. So I'm going to do the final update when I finish the book. But you all should pre-order it. Again, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, it has a beautiful, wonderful pre-order campaign. And again, I'm so fucking excited that I could participate in that. So shout out to Aiden for thinking of international readers, because there's nothing more heartbreaking than seeing things like US and Canada only. So I'm gonna shut up, I'm gonna go read, and I'll talk to you soon. So I just finished Lost in the Neverwoods, and holy fucking shit. It was so intense and emotional and magical, and I my brain is mush. My heart is overwhelmed, and I'm like, how do I even talk about this book? I don't know, but I was so invested in the main characters. I loved Wendy so much. I feel like she's just such a strong and wonderful protagonist, and I rooted for her the entire time. And just the writing, the emotion, the magic, and everything about this book was just so fucking beautiful. And it deals a lot with loss and grief and PTSD, which I didn't say earlier. And I feel like it deals with all of that so fucking beautifully. And it's just such an incredible book. And I can't wait for it to arrive. It's so fucking beautiful on the outside as well. And it's just exactly the same on the inside. And I'm shook. I need to process this, but at the same time, I really want to get this video up for you today, so I don't want to wait. And I feel like with books that I love so much, it's always really hard for me to find the right words. When I really love something, like I can barely think and express myself about it. All of these books just took over my heart, and I haven't had a 5-star book in a few weeks, and now in this video all of them are 5 stars. And not only that, they are like such incredible books that I just can't put it into words. And I feel like it was just the most perfect timing, and you all need to read this book. You all need to read every single one of the books in this video. And also, one thing that I want to mention with Lost in the Neverwoods, Wendy is white and cis, and it has a male-female romance. And Aiden talked about this. He wrote this whole long-ass thread about the representation, everything, how it all happened, and their thoughts about it, every single thing like that. So I'm gonna link that down below. You should all give it a read. I feel like there's just so much that I should say, but like I don't have the right words. But I feel like if you've read Cemetery Boys, you know how fucking incredible and powerful Aiden is, and and if you have not, what are you waiting for? So yeah, I should just shut up and let the books speak for themselves, and you should all add all of them to your TBR. Again, Perfect on Paper and Act Your Age Eve Brown are out. And I'm pretty sure this means this book is coming out in 2 weeks. I'm going to put the links to all the books down below, and I'm going to write down the exact release date for Lost in the Neverwoods, but it is soon and super exciting. And yeah, so my heart is raw, my brain is a mess, so I'm going to end this video here. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you are excited for these books. And subscribe for more videos like this. I was going to read more books for this video, but then honestly, like if I read more than these books, this video might just as well explode. So stay tuned for another ARC video coming very soon. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And if you made it this far in the video, leave a blue, purple, and orange heart in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you soon in another video. Bye!